Hi everyone. In today's lesson, what we'll be doing is finding the equation of a line. Now you should know that the equation of a line is now y equals mx plus b, where m is the gradient, and the gradient means rise over run, as well as the b value, which is the y-intercept. So by finding these two things, we're able to find the equation of a line. Now let's have a look at line A. For line A, to find the gradient, you need to identify 2 points which are on the corners of the grid, as well as on the line. So I'll give you an example. The 2 points here that I'll choose are over here and here. They are both on the line and both on the corners of a square of the grid. So to go from one dot to another dot, starting from the left to the right, we rise up by 1 and we run by 1. So the gradient in this case of question A is 1 over 1, which is 1. And the y-intercept is where this line intersects the y-axis, which is the number 4. So putting those together into our equation y equals mx plus b, we get y equals to 1x plus 4, which is the same thing as y equals to x plus 4. Now for question B, let's do exactly the same thing. Let's find out a point, or 2 points actually, on the line and on the corners of squares of the grid. So I can choose this point here. Now I can't choose maybe this point. I can't choose that at all because it's not on the corner of the grid. So it'll be inaccurate. But this other point here is great. To go from the left dot to the right dot, we need to go up by 3. And that's our rise. And then we run by the number 2. So our rise of a run is basically 3 over 2. Our y-intercept is where it intersects the y-axis, which is the number 0. So putting those together, we'll get y equals 3 over 2, x plus 0. But you don't have to write that plus 0 there because it doesn't do anything. So our equation of this line is y equals 3 over 2x. Then for question C, identify 2 points on the line that are on corners of the grid, or the squares. We'll choose this point and that point. We have to go up by 1 and then run by 3. So our gradient of line C is 1/3, whereas our y-intercept is the number over here, which is simply -5 on the y-axis. So putting those together, y would equal to 1/3 x minus 5. And that's our equation of line C. All right, I'm going to move on to the next part. There is D, E, and F here. I'd like you to do these yourselves. I'm going to do the first column of question 2. So, in question 2 here, I've got 2 points given already. I've just got to find out how much it's rising by and how much it's running by. So, to find out how much it's rising by, I need to find out this y value, which is this number here. That's number 4. The rise is indicated by the top minus the bottom value, which is 4 minus 2, and that will give you a difference of 2 units. Whereas the horizontal value here is indicated by this number here, which is number 4. So the rise of a run would be 2 over 4, which is simply half. Then our y-intercept, which is our b value, is where it intersects the y-axis, which is at number 2. So putting those together, we will get half x plus 2. That's our equation. Moving on to D, the left dot to the right dot indicates that we have to move downwards to get from the left to the right. So we're going to go down by 3, that's our rise, and run by 6. So our gradient, which is rise over run, is -3 over 6, which does simplify to give us -half. And our y-intercept is simply this value here, where it intersects the y-axis, and that will be the number 3. So putting that together will give us a half x plus 3. Now in question G, the left dot to the right dot, we must rise and then run. So the distance here is going to be 10 units, which is the distance between 0 and -10 on the y-axis. This y value here is the number 5, as indicated by the second value on the coordinate. So the difference here is 5. So we can plus those two numbers together, and that will give us a distance of 15, which is our rise. And let's find out our run. Our run in this case is going to be number 5, as indicated by this number here. So the gradient will be 3. The y-intercept in this case would be where it intersects the y-axis, which is the number -10. And putting these two pieces of information together, we'll get 3x minus 10.